Welcome everybody to Snagging Grass and Catching Bass. We got a great show tonight. I got Cash, the fisherman, on here. We're going to talk about fishing Lake Hodges, and we're going to give the first results to the first ever Bass Bowl round one. This is exciting. Let's get this show started.
Hey, my name's Chris, snagging grass, catching bass. Here we go. It's going to be awesome. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.
Welcome everybody. Man, Bass Bowl round one is over. Let's give a quick shout out. We got Jared in the chat. What's going on, Jared? Got your son on here tonight. Exciting show tonight, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys want to shout out, give me something in chat here really quick, and I'll give you a shout out. But let's go ahead and bring in our guest with a round of applause. Let's go. Here comes Cash. How you doing, Cash? Guys? Good to see you again. It's been a while. Haven't seen you since the awards. How's everything been going?
Been going good. How about you?
Going pretty good. Yeah. Been fishing, awesome. We started up some freshwater fishing for the for Bass Bowl. So I was excited to get in the lake for once, Normally I'm always in the bay, but sometimes I like to stray into that green bass territory. Same gear. We have the gear already. We already have the kayaks or boats, so we might as well, right?
Yeah, washed all the salt off the side.
Dunk your reel a few times while you're there.
Yeah.
I thought about that too. I was like, man, this kayak hasn't been in freshwater for so long. This is probably so good for this thing. The drive, getting all the salt out of it. Yep. We got Carl Black in chat. What's up, Carl? Did you fish this weekend? We got Eric Klein. I know you fished this weekend. Snagged, says, hookup baits in the house. What's up, Chad? Are you guys watching from the factory right now? We got Nick Sticks in there. What's going on, Nick? I know you fished. And we got Fish Dogs in there. That's probably Cash and Tom. What's going on, guys? Glad to have you guys in chat. Thank you. If you guys have any questions throughout the show for me or Cash, go ahead and just type in the word question in chat, and we'll try to get to it as soon as we can. Hookup baits is in the factory right now. We sure are. That's cool. So if you guys don't know Cash, you've been fishing Spotty Bowl for what? Is this your third year?
Yeah.
Started year.
The first one in LA.
How'd you do the first year?
I got second in Weekend Warriors overall, and then I jumped up to Masters after that.
I know in Masters second year, did you get third?
I got second again.
Oh my gosh! All right. And then this year, you faced Brett, right, for third place.
Yeah.
That dude's a hard guy to get by. Let me tell you. Yeah. Let me tell you. I got revenge for you though this year. So I was after my. So you know how it feels. Brett's hard to beat, man. Yeah. Judge has a question for you. Judge, thanks for round of applause for the judge. Thank you for judging Bass Bowl. Bass Bowl, if you guys don't know what that is, it is a free event. It's the first year we're trying out the Spotty Bowl format in our local lake. So you can dive in at any time. If you want to get in Bass Bowl, just message me. Brian likes to fish, and I'll send you the link to get in Bass Bowl. It's free. We fished the first round in Lake Hodges just this weekend, and we have Otay and El Cap coming up. And you also get a mulligan. So if you didn't make the first round, that's your mulligan. Or if you had a bad weekend, that's your mulligan. You get one. It's the best 2 out of 3 for it. All right. So here's the question. How did you guys do in Florida? You want to explain exactly what he means by how'd you do? What exactly, some of the guys that don't know what you guys did, why were you going to Florida, and how did you get the opportunity to go up to this in Florida?
So if you remember, there was like the qualifier back in April that was in San Diego Bay for the Kayak USA team, and the top 10 people from there made up Team California to then go fish in the Nationals in Florida. and there was a team from California, Texas, Hawaii, and I think there was a couple others, but I don't really remember. There was obviously Florida team was there too,
Okay.
and everybody then those teams would compete to make the top 10 to go to the national USA team that Chad was on last year.
Got it.
And
And where's that competition at? Where's the national this year?
I think it's in Portugal.
Oh, wow. Well, that's world, right?
Yeah, that's the world championship.
Ah,
So the top 10 people that from Pompano this year are going to Portugal now to go against the other countries.
holy smokes. So tell us about it. First, let's start out with how'd you guys get there?
We drove all the way across with our kayaks and all of our gear.
What'd you drive up there in your dad's truck?
Yeah, and the
AC
diesel.
working good?
It was until Louisiana. Then it started
That's,
to smell weird.
uh, any exciting moments on the drive to get there?
Yeah, we stopped at a couple spots and we fished. We caught some bass and stuff. We wanted to
Nice.
catch like a fish in every state going there and coming back.
Uh-huh.
We got every one except for like New Mexico and Alabama, where we weren't really in the state for very long. Because we
Yeah,
didn't want to like drive off the beaten path and go drive to go fish somewhere when we needed to get there in time.
man, we need to get a picture reel. That would have been an awesome PB shout out. Next show, you're gonna send me in those pictures of your fish at every state so we can do a collage for PB shout outs. I want to see.
I did a little video of it on YouTube.
Oh, nice. Go ahead and plug your YouTube channel. What's your YouTube channel?
It's the same as my Instagram, just Catch the Fisherman.
Cash a Fisherman. Check out. I already watched I guess the road trip where it's like the Smokey and the Bandit song at the beginning when you guys are driving
Yeah.
up there, and then you describe on what happened up there. I watched that one. That's a good video. Let's see here. Fish Dogs has another question for you. Has Cash recovered from his cross country extravaganza?
I have. My gear hasn't.
Well, let's get into that in a second. So you drove all the way across the country and you show up at Florida, what, a week early before the actual event?
Yeah, we arrived on Monday and then we fished like Lake Okeechobee. So that's somewhere I've always wanted to go. Me and my dad have both wanted to fish there for a long time. And we fished in there for the first day before we got to the house because we couldn't get in until like 3 o'clock. And caught some bass and stuff there. And then we went to the house and hung out. And then the next day we were out pre-fishing on our kayaks off Pompano, trying to get whatever we could.
And that Pompano's a beach, right? It's not like a bay.
Yeah,
Beach,
it's
right?
basically like their La Jolla, how it's real popular for kayaks to launch and
Got
everything.
it. Easy launch then, probably small swells, etc.
Yeah, it's honestly like launching off of Shelter Island. The waves are so small.
Look who's in chat. We got the most famous man of fishing showing up. We got Frank Santiago. We got Dave Rage. What's going on, Dave Rage? Thanks. Chad says Panama. Is that what it says? And Arnie's in chat. What's going on? He says, oh, that's Judge. Arnie says, hey, Judge. So, hey, glad to have you guys in here. There's a rumor Captain Dan might be showing up tonight. He texted me. Captain Dan, the motocross season's slowing down a little, so he may be back here. Okay, so you show up at the house. You guys got an Airbnb, I'm assuming. The whole hookup bait / you California teams in this house. Probably a lot of shenanigans going on. Was Frank there?
Yeah, Frank, Ronnie, and Chad, and me and my
Alright.
dad were in that house.
Did Frank bring a security detail with him?
Now he bought a neck fan though, with air conditioning.
That sounds like a good idea. For you guys that have never traveled to like you said, Louisiana or Florida. Oh my gosh, the humidity is, it
Yeah.
may only be like, what was the temperature there?
It was about like anywhere from 75 to 90, depending on the time of day. But
So at
the
90
humidity was
degrees,
like 98%.
that's what I was gonna say. Like a 90-degree day in San Diego or Los Angeles is way different than a 90-degree day there.
Yeah.
You don't stop sweating. It's like it's so. You guys didn't fly, but when you leave Florida and get on the plane, and then they land like in San Diego or somewhere, and they open that airplane door, it's like, oh, I can breathe. The humidity's not here anymore. It's like, I don't know. Muto puts up with that. We got another question from Fish Dogs. He says, "Who snored the loudest in Florida?" Can I take a guess on this? Can we all take a guess on this? I'm gonna guess Ron.
It was Frank.
Spilling the beans on Frank. Captain Dan in the chat. He says, "Finally get to enjoy visiting all you guys." Yeah, Captain Dan, good to have you back. Captain Dan, hardest working man out there. Captain Dan helps produce the Supercross and Motocross, so he's always on the road. And we're glad to have you back, Captain Dan. Okay, so it comes to the day fishing. I know you guys did some pre-fishing. How'd the pre-fishing go in Florida?
The pre-fishing was really good. Like, we got one of the hookup baits ambassadors had moved over there a few years ago, and he let us borrow his boat for the pre-fishing, so we weren't exhausted on tournament day. And so
Makes
we kind of
sense.
used that to run all the spots and kind of learn everything that we could. And we were getting a lot of fish, a lot of break-offs. Thing we learned the most was you needed to have either super heavy fluoro or bite leader, because everything had such big teeth over there.
Got it. And talking from Muto, it sounds like they don't have the sea lions, but they got like a plethora of sharks out there. So getting a fish or in Jacksonville, where he's at, was sounded difficult. Was it like that there too?
I think it was more the barracuda we had to deal with. Like, I had a fish get almost bit in half by a barracuda, and it was just sitting there waiting for me to throw it back in the water. It was super weird. And
Oh my
Chad
god!
had a couple of them get bit by barracuda and wahoo, and he got sharked on tournament day. We saw a bunch of sharks. There's a lot of fish that
Rewind there.
want
He
to
caught a
steal your
wahoo
catch.
on. He caught a wahoo from the kayak.
No, we didn't catch any, but
Oh,
Chad had one steal one of his fish.
oh, gotcha. Because that would be a wild fight. Wahoo! That's like a trophy
Yeah,
fish right there. Nick Stick says pre-fishing was stupid hot. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, well, I'm glad you guys had a boat to do your pre-fishing. Like you said, that probably saved you guys a lot of sweat because it's not easy getting out there and on those little kayaks.
yeah.
All right, so you did your pre-fish. Let's go fast forward right to the day of the actual event. How'd that go?
It started off pretty bad. We woke up and it was like basically hurricane conditions, and it was like pouring rain, like 20-mile-an-hour winds, and
Oh
thunder,
wow,
lightning, and we had to launch off the beach, and the swell was crazy. It was like bigger than La Jolla and stuff.
no
And
kidding.
so we tried to go. We were just watching everybody go, and a lot of people had flipped over. There was people making it through too, and then Frank tried to go the first out of like our group, and he had made it out pretty far. And then we looked over to talk to Chad, and we looked back over, and Frank is flipped over in the water.
Oh my
And
disaster.
so, yeah, we helped him get back in. We drained his kayak out, and as it was draining, Chad had gone, and Chad made it no problem. My dad went after him, made it no problem. And then I tried to go while we still had a little bit of a lull on the sets of the waves, and it was pretty smooth, like in front of me, and I was going straight, and then one came from the side and kind of picked the side up and rolled me, and then I was in the water, but it was too deep for me to hit with my feet. So I was trying to grab my kayak and stop it from hitting the shore so I didn't break anything, but I couldn't really dig in. So another wave hit and just broke all the rods on one side and my
Oh no.
flag. I
Oh
lost my
no.
box of hookup baits, my leader,
Oh
and
my gosh. When you
my
say
kayak was
broke the
all
rods,
full of.
did the whole kayak flip over and they just oh man, that sucks. So
Yeah.
what'd you do? You got broken rods? You lost all your baits? Did the whole box fall out, or just did it open up and fall? A whole box fell out. Oh man.
Yeah, my whole Yak Attack crate just opened up because it was so deep of water it flipped in,
Mm-hmm.
and my box fell out, my radio fell out, all my fish finder batteries and wires were everywhere, and we pulled it back up on the beach and assessed the damage. And I had like two rods left that weren't broken with baits on them,
When you say
and
broke,
that's what I
like the
finished
tip
the
broke
tournament
off, like
with.
the tip of the rod broke off. Is that what happened when you say broke? Or
They were like in three pieces. They were destroyed.
oh wow. So it was a violent flip.
Yeah, when the
Holy
wave hit
snap.
it, kind of forced it into the ground is when it really destroyed everything.
Eesh. Okay, so your dad and Chad and then a couple of the other guys are already out there. So are you on the beach alone trying to scrounge all this stuff up?
It was me, Frank, Ronnie, and Summer were the only ones of Team California around, and we tried to find everything and get everything cleaned up. And then I hung out and waited for a little bit and waited for another good set, and I went out again. And I made it out that time past the waves,
Uh-huh.
but it was so bad out there. I was afraid to go past the first reef, and so we just fished right there and caught some grouper and like jacks and little pompano, but nothing to really weigh in.
Did the event organizers think about postponing it today, or was it like, this is it, hard schedule, we got everything set up, so this is it, huh?
Yeah, they ended up having to call it early because the weather was so bad, but
Right.
at that point the damage was already done. A couple of people like sank their kayaks. And
No
they were having to
way.
rescue people like left and right. Yeah,
Total yard sale then. That's terrible too. How was the beach? Was it gradual like La Jolla where you're like, 50 yards out and you're still waist deep, or was it one of those steep ones? It's like you just go out a little bit. It's already past your head.
yeah. What it is it's kind of like a super fast drop off right where the waves are, and like
Yeah.
you get in like maybe 3 feet out and you're like chest deep in the water, and then once you get past that, it's just flat 20 feet until it drops to 60.
Captain Dan says, sorry to hear your story, Cash. Hey man, that's a life experience though, right there. You have a story to tell. That's a
Yeah,
good thing about getting out and doing stuff like that. You have a story. Frank says, I got rolled from a 5-foot set wave. Didn't lose. Oh, he's bragging now. Didn't lose anything. He must have really tethered everything down. 14 rescues that day by boat. That's crazy. What an event.
yeah.
Uh, so you get out there, you've lost your gear, you've got 2 rods left. How did your session go? He says you just went to the very first reef that you got to. Did you actually end up scoring any points or any fish?
I caught fish, but the tournament has a 5 pound minimum and only like certain species that would count.
Uh-huh.
So all the fish that I caught that would count were under 5 pounds. And then the one that I caught that would have qualified wasn't in any of the species that needed to qualify.
Of
So
course. Did you
yeah,
get a 4.8 pounder?
pretty much. My jack would have been like right on the nose, but they wouldn't have counted it. So just let it
We got
go.
another question in here from Fish Dogs. Tom and Cash probably says, was Ronnie really running up and down the beach David Hasselhoff like David Hasselhoff on Baywatch?
Yeah, he stayed on the beach and helped guide people in and out all day. He was like going out in the water and grabbing them, get them into the beach safely.
Ah, that's nice. That's cool. You
Yeah.
think some of the event guys would have had some stuff there too. Okay, so you didn't get a qualifying fish. Did anybody on the California team get any qualifying fish?
Yeah, Chad got a couple mackerel and Jonathan got, I think, a mackerel as well. They're qualified. So they're
Oh,
both
right on.
on the national team now.
Oh, well, let's give them a round of applause. Congratulations, Chad. And who else was it?
Jonathan.
Chad and Jonathan. Congratulations. It'll be interesting to see. Hopefully, California will bring home the world championship. Same format, species format, I guess. Man, that's a trip right there. So, well, congratulations, Cash. Sorry but I'm sure you had a great experience traveling the country with your dad there and back. How long have you guys gone for?
2 weeks.
Perfect. Yeah, that's a nice trip, man. That's like one of those once in a lifetime. Cool, you got to do it with your dad. Cool, you got to do it with a whole fishing crew from California. That sounds like a great trip. Anything else you want to tell about that trip?
Like the
Any,
fishing along the way back was really fun.
yeah.
Like Galveston and stuff in Florida or Texas. Like the redfish, it's really similar to spotties. Like I was really amazed by that. And I think like the whole spotty fishing community over here would like really enjoy fishing over there because you're pitching docks really the whole way, but you can hook into like a 20-pound fish that fights like a spotty. It's crazy. Like I caught a big black drum and it was the same thing like spotty fish, and you skip it up under the dock, pop, pop, and then whack, you get hit and it's just spooling you, and then you're like on 15 pound. It was super fun.
That is awesome. We on the old show we used to have a guy HTX Polestar who was we called him our Texas chapter, and he would talk about redfish, and he had redfish videos, and they're like these huge fish in shallow water. I think Muto too talks about those too. Like you go in these little like bays, and it's 3 feet deep, and yeah, there's a 20-pound fish in there. Oh man, you imagine if Spotty's got 20 pounds? Oh my gosh, that'd be the that would be the gnarliest fish out there. Of course, then everybody be out there trying to get it. Stephen Gage says that's a bucket list trip for sure, man. Catching a fish in every state. That's awesome. Frank says Ron and I left at 5:30 Sunday, and we're at house at 6:30 on Monday. Oh, he must have flown, huh? Did Frank fly?
No, he drove, but they were jamming on the way back.
Really? Frank didn't jump in his private jet and go back? His chauffeur must have taken him. Jared says, what about the alligator you caught? Let's hear about this.
Oh yeah, Lake Okeechobee, I caught an alligator. They're like everywhere in there, and I saw like a squirrel on the bank, and I threw my jig in there, and I'm retrieving it back, and I feel a thud, like a bite, and I set the hook, and it's fighting, and then all of a sudden I see a head come up out of the water like this. I'm like, oh, that's not a fish, and I keep bringing it into the kayak, and it's like a little like 2 foot long alligator.
Nice.
Ate my jig.
Did you get a picture of it? Your PB alligator?
Did you lip it? I got a little video clip of it.
Did you lip it?
No, I didn't want to bring it on the kayak.
Oh, gotcha. I wonder what would have been worse, lipping a spotty or lipping a little alligator.
Probably would have been about the same. It mangled my bait up pretty good.
What'd you get it on?
A little hookup bait on a flashy swimmer.
Is that the first time you've ever heard Chad a alligator caught on a hookup bait? That's pretty cool. Wait, did Frank say he got a PB iguana too? What's going on with that? Did you get an iguana too?
Yeah, when we were in Florida, I wanted to catch an iguana like by hand.
Yeah.
Those things are so fast to try to catch one. And all of us were fishing at a canal, and I'm like, there's an iguana on that rock. And kind of as a joke, I dangled my hookup bait in front of it, and it bit it, and I caught it on a hookup bait.
Nice. Yeah, you should have sent me all these pictures. I mean, everybody. Let's see. Padre fan 615 says new land speed record from Florida to San Diego. Yeah, he's the next cannonball runner. Frank is. All right, guys. Awesome chat. Or I'm not chat. Cash. It sounds like an awesome trip. Man, hopefully one day I'll get to do a trip like that. That sounds killer. So 2 weeks fishing, traveling. What was your favorite spot for food? Last question.
Well, don't get the Mexican food out of California. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it goes to Tex-Mex, right? It's like baked bean style stuff. Yeah.
It's basically like brisket in a tortilla with some ketchup and maybe like paste picante sauce.
Ketchup.
Probably the best spot was there was a pizza place in Florida we ate at that was really good on the first night.
Yeah, pizza's always a good choice when traveling. Well, last question for you until we get to the weekly news and results here, guys. But what's your number one bucket list fish, Cash? You have one? Oh, did you get I'm sorry, not to answer your question, but did you get a peacock bass while you're out there?
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. That was one of them. Was a peacock bass, like a tarpon is one of them.
Did you get a tarpon?
No, we saw a bunch of them, but we just couldn't get them to bite. All right, we got one of them knocked off the list.
Hey, peacock bass, that's on my list too. So tarpon, yeah, that'd be a tough one to go with the spotty gear. You gotta maybe gear up a little bit for those suckers. I've seen some videos right there. All right, let's go ahead and bust into, guys. Thanks for hanging out. We're gonna get to the results right after weekly news, guys. So if you guys are here for the first ever Lake Hodges Bass Bowl results, I'm excited to give these things. Those are gonna come up right after weekly news, but let's get on to this. All right, guys, if you have any tournaments coming up or anything you'd like to share in weekly news or just something in the news that you saw that's newsworthy for this type of show, share it to me, and I'll go ahead and add it to weekly news. First up, we still have the Star Tournament going on. Are you part of this, Cash?
Yeah, we started it this year, doing it all off of our kayaks. It's really fun.
You get any entries yet?
Yeah, we got I think I have like 15 and my dad has like 12 or something.
Oh, right on. So you guys got a good chance at some prizes. It's not too late. It ends August 31st, which is only not what, a week away, I guess. So it's kind of the end. But if you want to get in there, the guy that won last year only had 2 entries, so you never know. And the grand prize is a Parker boat. It's $40 to enter. Money goes to your the CCA, which you like to support because they're trying to keep all our waters open and they fight for the fishermen rights. So it's not too late to enter. A lot of nice prizes this year. A lot of nice prizes. Of course, the grand prize is that Parker boat, but there's some fishing trips, gear, all kinds of nice prizes. I have 1 fish. Here it is. I finally got a submittal. I've been concentrating so much on Spotty Bowl lately, and once Spotty Bowl ended, I've kind of taken a little bit of a break, a week off. So, but I got 1 submission. That's all I need, right?
Yeah, that's what the guy won it last year with.
That's boat's mine. So I got 1 submission. Guys, if you want to go to the Bass Pro Shop in Irvine on September 13th from noon to 3 p.m., and me and the judge are driving up in my truck. I have 2 more spots, possibly 3 if you're smaller guys in the back seat. But you can hop on board with me and the judge and head up there. And we're going to go up there and support the CCA and say hi to all of our friends up north and everybody that goes up there. So if you're interested in going to that, it's September 13th at the Bass Pro Shop. And that's where they're going to hand out all the raffle prizes, including the grand prize. You can see last year's winners right there. And I see Cash. Looks like he's winning a kayak. And Chet won some kind of an e-bike, it looks like. So Brian, of course, on top, won the boat. Are you going to be there on the 13th?
Yeah, we'll be there.
It's going to be a lot of
the boat.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Bring the truck. You never know, right?
Yeah.
Although I think it's down here at Fastlane. I don't know. But yeah, if you guys want to hang out with some fishy dudes, there's going to be a lot of fishy dudes at that. Come on by and just hang out. If you have nothing to do this weekend, the WTF League is something the judge puts on. That's a fishing league, a team league that he puts together, these wacky events like Princess Poles, and you got to fish this certain baits and all that. He does this every once in a while. It's $40 per team. It starts at 6 a.m., goes to noon at Tidelands Park, right over by the Coronado Bridge right there. At the end of the Coronado Bridge is Tidelands Park. We're going to launch kayaks from there. If you have a boat, you can launch and just meet us over there. Everybody's invited. The event is a team event, and you got to fish the top 5 Spotty Bowl baits. So hookup baits, cool baits, Submission Fishing Co. or Reaper slow pitch jigs or any slow pitch jig, a tailspin. I don't know why he threw this one in there, but the Ned rig. So you catch 5 spotties, and you got to get each spotty your best 5, and you can only catch you have to catch them on those specific baits. 1 fish per bait. So sounds like fun. Gets you trying new stuff and new baits, and there'll be a lot of fishy dudes out there having a good time. I'm gonna be out there with my son fishing as a team. So are you guys going down to that, Cash?
Nah, I think we're gonna try to get some last entries for the boat.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's a long journey from up there in OC down to San Diego for this. But if you guys want to hop on board on this, if you want to contact the judge, he's the one who runs it. It's at Spotty Bowl on Instagram. And go ahead and enter and meet us down there. Should be a lot of fun. Except I got to fish the Ned rig, Cash. Have you ever seen Harry Potter?
Yeah.
You know when Dumbledore touches the Horcrux and it curses his hand and it turns all black and he knows it's like his hand's been cursed? I'm afraid that's what's going to happen when I touch that Ned rig. It's going to curse me. I don't know. I think Judge put that in there just to bother me too, because he knew I was fishing it. All right. Anyway, let's move on here. So we had Bass Bowl this weekend. First round was Lake Hodges was completed. Guys, I apologize to you guys that showed up on Wednesday. Somewhere, I don't know, in the small print somewhere, the Lake Hodges is closed this 3rd Wednesday of every month, and it just so happened the week I chose was one of the Wednesdays. So if you guys showed up, I'm sorry, but you died. We opened up the next Wednesday, so a lot of guys fished actually today. But I'm going to be a little more thorough on it. I just checked the webpage on that, but when it comes to Otay, I'm actually going to go over there, talk to the ranger, and make sure that it's open those days. These lakes are not like the bays. They have. Me and Cash talked about this before the show, and sometimes it even says it's on the webpage, it's open, and sometimes they just decide not to open, it sounds like. So I don't know. The lakes aren't the bays. The bays, you know, they're open. So I'll double check on Otay. And if you guys want to double check for me too, let's all triple check and make sure that these days are good. But round 2 is at Lower Otay, September 24th, 27th, and 28th. One of those days. Frank says it's my boat. Got to win it first, Frank. How many entries does Frank have? Like 60?
Yeah, I think he's like up at the top.
Yep, that's gonna be exciting. I hope somebody from Spotty Bowl wins it. I do. I really do. I hope one of us wins that thing. That's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Some weekly news. Check this out. IGFA white sea bass record may be caught on August 10th. Wow. What's your biggest white sea bass there, Cash? If you got one yet, I should say.
Caught a bunch of them in Newport, but I think like my biggest one's like maybe 25, 26 inches.
So like a 4 or 5 pounder, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, look at this sucker. 63.7 pounds caught in Tamales Bay. The catch could potentially be a new IGFA record for a junior. Julian, an 8th grader, made the catch approximately 30 miles southwest of Santa Rosa. His father submitted the necessary paperwork to the International Fish and Game for the world record. The IGFA, though, has strict rules on the catch, including no other person may touch the tackle when the fish is being played. Julian's father clarified that his uncle, who was on the boat, only held the rod and did not touch the reel. So, man, that could be the kicker. On the old show, we had the guy that from the IGFA in Florida on the show, and he basically described on how to get one of these. And that, yeah, is one of the rules. You can't be assisted by another person. But, man, it doesn't matter. That's a great catch, even if he doesn't. He submitted, so maybe they'll give it to the junior. That's a heavy fish for a junior.
Yeah,
So
that's pretty cool.
pounds. Yeah, it's crazy. I think the prior record was 58 or 59 pounds, so beat it pretty good.
Yeah.
IGFA will now review the application and the circumstances determine if it meets the criteria for the new world record. Regardless of it becoming an official record, Julian and his family considered it a memorable catch, and Julian described it as, "I thought it was a shark when I first saw it." Yeah, I kind of. His father noted it was a special event and a core memory for his son. So let's go, Julian. That's fish. It's like it's so thick. It's like as thick as him. Like if you measured the girth of that thing and his waist, I bet you that fish is bigger. That's crazy. Corey King in the chat. What's up, Corey? Says great catch, but not going to be the record. Uncle helped to support the rod. Yeah, if you want to see the video of this, they actually have a full video of them catching it, and he has at the beginning, but he's like struggling because it's so heavy. And of course, you don't think it's a world record. So Uncle basically reaches out and just palms underneath the rod to help it from bending over the side of the boat. And yeah, that might be it. I think you're right, Corey. Fish Dog says, "I want the win."
Do that because, like, if you had one of those like wrap system pipes or something, it's doing the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. The IGFA's got some strict rules, man. To set one of those records, you have to do basically everything just right.
Yeah.
Here we go. San Carlos Beach in Monterey, California was closed on August 21st due to an unusual large gathering of sea lions. Here we go. So not only is it happening down here, but up north, here we go. They're invading. Have you ever seen the movie Attack of the Killer Tomatoes?
No.
Oh my gosh. You guys that have seen that, you know what I'm talking about. Like all of a sudden, all these tomatoes roll down the street and invade a town. That's what I feel like the sea lions are doing to us. San Carlos Beach in Monterey, California was closed on August 21st due to an unusual gathering of sea lion. The closure is for public safety to prevent harassment of the animals. I don't know, man. Somebody needs to let a dog loose on there and shoo all those things out or something. I don't know. It's illegal to hassle them, by the way. Visitors were advised to stay 50 yards away from the sea lions. The sea lions are drawn to the area by the food and mating opportunities. If you ever I have to read this. If you ever encounter a sea lion, give them space and do not approach them. Enjoy them from distance responsibly. I don't know. What do you think of that scene right there? That's looking pretty grim to me. I don't know. Stay up north, way up north in Monterey. We don't want those things down here. Anyway, I thought I'd show you this. So ever since they put them on the California sea lions growth have since 19 studies since they put them on like an endangered species list. And in 1975, we had, it looks like about 75,000 of them. Skip forward to 2010, we're at now almost 300,000 of them. So I don't know, Cash. In 10 more years, are we going to be at 600,000 of them? I don't know. I don't know the solution for this problem, but each one of these sea lions right here, the average sea lion eats between 5 and 8% of its body weight each day. So a sea lion's average eating 15 to 80 pounds of fish every single day.
Yeah, that's just estimating all the bait, all the little calicos and stuff around those rocks.
I know. I honestly have thought about this. I don't know what the solution is. They're never going to take the law out of the books, as far as population control. I don't know what you would do. Maybe they could do like what they do with elk, where you get a hunting tag and each person gets one tag.
Yeah, do like a limited draw.
But if they're out there in front of La Jolla, each of them eating 15 to 80 pounds a day, I don't know, what is that, 10 fish each times the 1,000 sea lions? That's a lot of fish, guys. That's a lot of fish. I'm just saying. Invasive. All right, I'm on Team Muto with this, man. Come on, killer whales. Come on up. Let's gobble up some of these things. Spotty sea lion bowl. There we go. Problem is, as I said last time, is they're too cute. Like, you look at it and it looks like a little dog or a little pet or something like that, until they open that gross mouth or you smell them. Here we go. Let's end this weekly news on a positive note here. New home in Mission Bay for thousands of halibuts. In July 2025, 5,000 hatchery-raised California halibuts were released in the Mission Bay. 5,000, that's pretty good. The Hub's research, if you guys fish Mission Bay and right where the Ingram Bridge comes down, if you look right there, you can see these pins. They're like right like the beginning of that bridge, and they have covers over them, protect them from the birds. But if you look down in there, that's where they're raising all these. The Hub's research to restore the species' wild population. This tenfold increase from 2020 aims to replenish the depleting Southern California halibut stock, which is currently only at 14% of where it should be. These fish that they released were 1 year old, spawned and raised at the Hubs. Were released near Ski Beach, an ideal shallow water area. Each was tagged and tracked for survival movement. Interesting. So those things are tagged. Movement and growth. Mission's base, sandy bottom, and eelgrass is perfect for the halibuts. I think, am I wrong on this, Chad? Didn't you go out there and catch halibuts for Hubs so that they could have some breeding halibuts, I think, once? I think I remember that years ago. Here they are releasing them right there on Ski Beach. There's what they look like. So go for it, guys. 5,000 of them out there. Cash, how long do you think it takes for a halibut, a California halibut, to get to 22 inches legal length in years?
Well, if that's like a year old, they're probably like maybe 5 or 6 years old illegal.
Excellent guess. 4 to 5 years for one of those to become legal. So those guys have got those little guys, man, you got to get around those sea lions. That's like a little snack for them, but get out there, survive it, man. There's not a whole lot, too many predators that suck those up, but there is some out there. So come on, guys, get out there, survive 5 or 6 years, and let's get some more legal halibuts in there. And that is it for weekly news. There they are, dropping them off. Okay. I like that. I like stories like that when they're replenishing halibuts. It seems like if it takes like 6 years for one of those to get legal, and that's pretty much a fish that a lot of people will keep harvest to eat it because they're delicious, right? So I like that they're putting those out there. Here we go.
Got to grow the mutant strain of spotties like the one from SeaWorld.
Yeah. Somebody needs to go get that spotty. I know exactly where it's at. It's in the electric eel roller coaster aquarium. It's hidden down there. I know where he's at though. Somebody may have gotten a job there last summer trying to get that thing. So I might be, trying to get that spot. Chad says the breeders for the program were caught by hookup baits. That's what I thought. I remember you doing that a while back. All right. Are you ready for this? There we go. Results time. Let's go. So you fished Lake Hodges. I fished Lake Hodges. We had 28 people enter Bass Bowl. Let's see how we all did. By the way, guys, if you haven't sent me in a profile picture, send me in a profile picture, because if you catch a fish in the Bass Bowl, I'm going to include a picture along with your score. If you don't have a picture, then I don't have anything to show who you are. So send me in a profile pic. All these people right here have already sent me in a profile pic. And if you have one with a spotty, that's okay too. But if you have one with a largemouth, send that in. All right, you ready for this? Is this thing on? You ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right. We had 28 people. Oh, hold on a second here. Take a step back. There is actually 4 side pots in this, and they're all vacant. Nobody. You could have caught a 10-inch fish right now and had the longest bass. So, guys, don't forget, if you've never fished Spotty Bowl and you're jumping into Bass Bowl, which I know a few guys are, you have to submit your side pots. So we've got 4 in here: longest bass, heaviest bass, shortest bass, and longest anything other than a bass. And I have got 2 prizes right now for longest and heaviest bass, and that is, I'm gonna go full screen here. So the winners that get longest bass and heaviest bass will both be receiving an Akuma spinning reel. I think it's 2,000 size spinning reel, saltwater, freshwater, nice reel. So this is the prize right now for longest and heaviest bass. I got 2 of these from Akuma, and that's going to be your prizes right now. And there might be some other stuff. We'll see. But I think that's pretty cool. It's free to enter, and all you got to do is catch the longest or heaviest bass, and you got yourself an Akuma reel. So don't forget to enter those guys. All right. Oh, man. It was a rough go for a lot of us. You guys, we had 28 people, and a lot of them pulled out the I'm learning stage of largemouth bass, which Lake Hodges, it's not like Barrett. You know, you got to search, you got to find. How is your day? All right, I started out, I'll talk about my day first. I started out the day with Lake Hodges. I've learned from Chris, the beef shaman, to stick to those banks. So I pretty much stuck to the banks. My day started out really slow, and I just searched and searched and searched. What was your strategy going into it?
Pretty much the same. My whole strategy for bass fishing in general is just to cover as much ground as possible, because eventually you're going to run across one that wants to bite. And so I just kept running the same shoreline. I think I did it like 5 or 6 times where I found biting fish. I just kept going back and forth and picked them off one by one.
I think that's almost the same like spotty. Just keep moving until you find them. I mean, if you don't throw in the same spot 20 times, it's probably, I mean, with the largemouth, sometimes they hover there and think about stuff a little more than a spotty. But yeah, if you could cover a lot of water, I mean, water conditions, it obviously wasn't clear. You can see in the picture right there. That's a picture from this weekend. Kind of a little cloudy, but not too bad. Water temperature was 79 degrees, which is warm. And when I started heading out from another spot, I'm looking at my electronics, my down scan of my sonar, and it looked like they were all suspended down there at the bottom. And most of that lake is only like 25 feet deep. But I saw them down there, but I could not get any of the deep fish to bite. I tried and I tried. I probably wasted way too much time looking down there and trying to see if I could get a bite from the bottom. Did you ever try in the middle of the lake or anything off the banks?
Yeah, and what I kind of learned from that, looking at my side imaging and stuff, is that I think most of those were carp, because I would throw on them and I'd come back and I'd feel a thump. I'd set the hook, I'd have something on for a second, it'd come off, and I'd come back with a scale. And I think most of those suspended fish in the middle were carp. I was seeing most of my bass suspended off of like the main lake points by the rock.
That makes sense, because every time I heard a splash, it was like in the center of the lake. Like you see these fish jumping, like, what was that? And it was a stupid carp jumping. That kind of makes sense that maybe they're out in the middle.
Yeah, that lake's like overpopulated. It's like the sea lions.
I know, what is a species that would take out carps? I don't know. Those things multiply so much. They're a nuisance. All right, so a lot of you guys got your first mulligan out of the way. We'll go on to Otay. I think it might be a little more friendly over there. We got a lot of more shore fishing. Hodges, the water level was so low that the main structure that I normally fish, like all the weeds and the rocks and all that, were like 5 feet out of the water from what I remember last time I was there. So the structure was far and few between for me in that lake. Mainly what I did is I just followed Dale around, and hopefully he found them, and then I would try to pick up some of his scraps. That was my goal for the day. Weather was not too bad though. Once you got on a lake in the 80s. All right, let's move on to this. We're probably talking too much about that. If you guys have any questions too, go ahead and put them in chat about the day. We got Cash here, is a great largemouth fisherman. So if you have any questions and you fish that round, and you have some questions about it, go and ask Cash here. Coming in ninth place, let's go, Eric Klein. Yeah! Got a fish, man. Got one fish, and look at the size of that thing. Eric pulling out a 19-inch fish. So congratulations, getting on the board, top 9. Nick, congratulations. Let's go, Nick and chat. 27 inches. So got yourself on the board, 8th place. Kevin, Slayer right there. Probably not happy with that score, but 37 inches, 0.5. So 7th place. Nice job. Oh, we got a question here. Eric Klein says, question for Cash. How do you keep the bass on those small hookup baits? I lost a few bass. So how are you, what's your technique with those?
So my technique with pretty much all my hookup baits is I fish a really light rod for what you should. I want my rod to be like super loaded up when I have a fish, because it is kind of easy for them to throw a small hook if you're fishing it on a stiffer rod. And I always used to want heavier gear for spotties and everything. And I started to learn like over the last few years in spotty bowl that wouldn't always work. And if they're hooked really good, you can get them in. But a lot of times you'll get one that's like barely in the lip or like hooked weird in the top of the skin. And if you have a stiff rod, it's just going to rip it out, especially with a light wire. So that's why I'll use like a light, like a 7-1 light is my favorite spotty rod for a 1/4 ounce. And it's like literally a crappie rod. The rod I use for freshwater bass is a 2 to 6 trout rod, Californian trout rod. So I just fish really light, still have like heavy line and heavy drag, but I can just pull on those fish a lot harder without it pulling the hook with a lighter rod.
Are you casting those forward in front of you towards the shore? Like you're casting, move a little, casting, move a little. So you're always casting forward on the largemouth, right?
Yeah. I fish with my trolling motor about mid speed, and I'll do cast ahead along the bank, cast to the bank, and cast away from the bank at like a 45. That way I'm covering the most of the water column that I possibly can while still moving forward and covering water vertically as well as horizontally.
Sounds like an excellent technique. Trout rod too. Those are fun to. The cool thing about a trout rod is no matter what fish you catch, man, everybody from shore, everybody from the other boats, like, what's that guy got? Because it's a full bendo. Yeah. You got a 10-inch bass on there, but man, it looks like you're fighting a monster. That's for me. That's the best thing about a trout rod. It makes you look really, really impressive. And if you milk it like a spotty with one,
yeah,
you can really get some looks, especially if you're on shore. Where can I sign up for Bass Bowl? It's free. It's 100% free. This is the first year. I'm just trying this out to see if this format works. So it's a free to sign up. You can contact me, Brian Likes to Fish, on Instagram, or you can contact the judge from Spotty Bowl on Instagram, and we'll send you a link to a Discord that will give you a spot to submit your fish on. So it's free. It's free. We just ask you to be cool, and it's the first year, so it's free because we're just trying this out. But you sign up on a Discord channel, and we'll send you a link to the Discord channel. If I have time, I'll put the link at the bottom of the show notes where you can just click on that Discord link. Oh, here we go. Discord. Yeah, we don't have that on this show yet, Judge. Getting there. 6th place, 55.25. I caught 4, lost 1. Total rookie mistake. Kayak rookie mistake. I forgot to bring my net. So I was like the major league fishing guys, man. I got my bass to the side of the boat and I was reaching in there, and I forgot how hard that is in a kayak to lift that rod tip and reach in there simultaneously, because you can't bounce these things. Not on the gear that I was fishing, not that lightweight. So you have to get them close, and then you have to grab them by the lip. And man, ooh, I'm rusty, man. That takes some skill so if you don't bring your net, dude. So I caught 4 fish. I caught, I think, a 16, a 15, a 13, and a 10. So 2 okay fish, I guess. And my 5th fish, I lost them. And then I only had 5 bites. So it was a slow day for me, guys. I think I wasted a lot of my time scrounging around in spots I probably shouldn't have. And then the wind kicked up. I don't know. It's bass fishing. You're searching, and you're crossing your fingers. And then see that spot right behind me in that picture. That's what I'm always looking for because I know these. But it's 80-degree water, so I don't know. I don't know. I'll take it though. 55.25. I'll take it. All right, 5th place. Let's go. Dale Shaw. 5th place, 65.5. Fished with him most of the day, side by side. So we caught our fish together, which was fun. And then he scooted off the opposite direction of me and scooped up his last 2 because I think we had 3 at the same time. And he got 5. I got 4. Congratulations, Dale. It puts you in the top 5, 65 inches. Jim Russo, Bass Slayer extraordinaire, breaking my. We can't say spotty barrier anymore. I think 80-inch bag is probably, we're gonna have to come with a bass barrier or something like that because that's probably more reasonable. Like in the bass world, they're obviously not spotty, so an 80-inch bag would be, I guess, pretty big. But 74-inch, nice job, Jim, pulling yourself in 4th place. And if you guys aren't familiar with this format, the top 4 guys of Bass Bowl are going to compete in a playoff round against all 4 of you against each other to get 1st place in this series. So if you can maintain that top 4, Jim, that's going to go ahead and get you a spot into the playoffs. You ready for 3rd place?
Yeah.
All right. First ever Spotty Bowl, 3rd place. Oop. Not Spotty Bowl, Bass Bowl. I'm going to make that mistake all year. 3rd place goes to Let's Go Chad, 78.5. Congratulations out there slaying it as normal, man. That guy is always catching fish, but got it on the hookup baits, I'm assuming. Chad, congratulations. I don't have a picture of you, Chad, with the largemouth, so send me one. But congratulations, 3rd place. Are you smiling right now? We haven't seen your name yet, and I know you finished. Are you ready? All right, coming in 2nd place in the 1st round of Bass Bowl. Let's go catch the fisherman. Congratulations, dude. 2nd place, 79.5. What kind of fish were you getting there? What were your fish? What sizes did you get?
I got like 3 16s and like a couple 14s, I think it was. Something like that.
So you had 7 fish total?
I got like 12 fish total all day.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So you found some kind of pattern then. Yeah, I could never find a pattern. It just didn't exist for me. I don't know. Congratulations, man. It shows. I know that you're always hitting fresh and saltwater, man. It shows. Paid off right there, man. Congratulations. You going to take this all the way to the dub or what?
Sure hope so.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. That'd be cool. Jared, your dad says congratulations. Let's go. Congratulations, Chad. All right, you ready for very first place ever of Bass Bowl 2025? And your winner of round 1, Lake Hodges, very first Bass Bowl ever is, this is exciting. Let's go. Congratulations. Yeah, I get some. Nice. Cash Troop coming in with an 82.5. Only one to break 80 inches, 82.5. Were you fishing the same day as Cash?
Yeah, we were both fishing pretty close to each other. I mean, he got one big one on the spinnerbait, and that was like the best fish all day from all of us. So it was pretty cool to see him catch that one.
Hang out, guys, because after this, too, we're going to do Spotty Bowl Biggins. Cash Troop, congratulations, man. You have won the first round ever of Bass Bowl 2025 Team Hookup Baits. Cash, that's awesome. Everything's awesome except for that hat, man. I gotta say, man. I don't know. Dodgers fans. Of course, a lot of you guys. Cash, congratulations, man. I've seen Cash from he was a little guy. Look at him. He's a grown-up now. I think Cash just turned 18, so congratulations. Happy 18th birthday. Happy 18th first place birthday here too. But I kind of seen you over the past few years, but I've known Cash, geez, probably since he was like 8 years old. So it's cool watching you guys, you young guys, come in here and show us older guys what's up in a tournament, freshwater tournament. Catch and Cash, take it over, man. Congratulations, guys. That is awesome. Chad says hookup baits takes 1, 2, and 3. There you go. Just turned 18. Yeah, and already winning tournaments here. Fish dogs in the house. What's up, Frank Santiago? So congratulations. And let's go ahead and move on to this, where we can actually see some of these big fish.
How's it going, Spotty Bowlers? We're out here at Lake Barrett. Thanks for watching Snagging Grass and Catching Bass. I'm Bob Brewer. Stay tuned for this upcoming Wednesday night show, 7 p.m.
Guys, if you caught a largemouth bass that is bigger than 18 inches, that's what I think we've decided on. 18 inches or bigger, that is considered a Bass Bowl biggin. So anybody that caught an 18 inch or bigger bass, I'll automatically put it on here so we can see what these fat fish look like. Maybe not this time of year fat, but there you go. Are you ready? It's going to be quick. First up, we got Eric Klein with a 19-incher. Let's go, Eric. First thing I see is he did not forget his net. Second thing I see is he's got vinegar chips. That's a treat out on the water, man. You need that salt, man. Maybe get that vinegar on that bait from your fingers, that oil. Who knows? Maybe that's a secret right there. Maybe we have to start eating some vinegar chips, rubbing it on those baits. Good job, Eric. 19-inch fish. That's a good one right there. And the largemouth go bump board to bump board. So what do you guess on the weight on that thing? 19-inch. Looks
Probably
pretty.
about 3 pounds.
That's what I'm guessing. 2.8. Did you weight, Eric? 2.8, 2.9, maybe 3. It's hard to tell from the side view because it looks plump, but sometimes when you turn those things where you're looking down the back of them, they're like all head. All right, next fish. Cash Troop with a look at that one. Let's go. 19.5 with that right there. It's got some weight to it there. That one definitely breaks the 3-pounder. What do you think the weight on that thing is? Did you weigh? Oh, Eric said it was 3.1. Good guess there, Cash. 3.1.
Yeah, I think Cash said that one was like a 4-pounder. You weighed it. I saw him trying to boat flip it, and it like hit the side of the kayak and was flopping around all crazy.
Wait, he tried to flip it? He tried to bounce it?
Yeah, and he got it in there eventually.
Oh, my gosh. He's got a net right there.
Yeah.
You get excited when you catch a big fish like that. Like I always said, dude, you just got to take a deep breath. Get this thing in, stick to the procedure. Don't get too excited. But, man, you get something like that, dude, and you're like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I'm just going to bounce it in. You got it. That's what counts. So I'm going to guess. What'd you say that thing weighed? I guess before you say it, I'm going to say 3.9.
I think it was over 4, he said.
4 pound. Chad says he caught a 19-incher. I did not see your 19-incher, Chad. I am so sorry. Dang it. You caught a 19-incher? Dang it. I'll have that on the next show. Chad says, I caught a 19.5 also in a tournament and 2 catfish. Well, guys, you guys are catching these. Make sure you submit them for the side pots. So heaviest, since you're weighing them, take a picture of it on the scale so we can see the whole fish and the weight and put that in heaviest bass, and that could get you a free reel. I'm so sorry, Chad. I did not see that you caught the 19. Did you catch it after the tournament, maybe? Not sure. But anyway, Cash Troop, 19.5 and a fatty at that. Looking at its depth right there. Looks like he's, gosh, can you see that? You probably have better eyes.
No, I can't tell.
Can't tell there. Anyway, that is the big fish of the tournament. Woo! Cash, congratulations, first place and big fish. And that is it for biggins. Wow, Cash. Congratulations, man. We got one thing left, and that is PB shoutouts, guys. So if you guys have any last questions before everybody bails out because there's the results, any last questions for me or Cash, go ahead and put them in chat. But let's go ahead and get on to this.
I'm Frank, and you're watching Snagging Grass and Catching Bass.
We've seen you out on the water. They say you fishing harder. I guess we'll find out this week on our PB Shoutout!
If you want to be on PB shoutouts, send me a picture and a story of a fish or a modification you made to your boat or kayak. I'll put on anything. Direct message me, Brian Likes to Fish, on Instagram, Discord, YouTube, however you can get a hold of me. And send me a picture and a story, and we'll get you on PB shoutouts. Doesn't have to be a PB. It could be anything you're proud of. Somebody could have caught a peacock bass or an alligator in Florida and sent that to me, but for some reason they didn't. I would have been cool, though, if I had that on here, but maybe next week. Maybe.
I didn't know you were doing it this week.
I only put it out 3 or 4 days ago that I was doing it. Somebody's not looking at the Discord. And on it. But anyway, that's all right. We'll save that for another time. I can't wait to see those pictures. All right, first up, let me get this going here. First up, did you know, Cash, why they can't keep score in Afghanistan?
No.
It's because of the Taliban.
That's a good one.
I like you, Cash. All right, here we go. First up, look at this guy. We know who this guy, good-looking guy, is right here. That is Dave Rage. What's up, Dave? Dave says, went out on a 2.5-day trip with a guest with a Dana Wharf rod and reel club. I've never heard of that club. That sounds pretty cool. We fished the Tanner and Cortez Bank for tuna, made a few fish drops. Rockfish were big reds with the occasional rockfish. We ended up anchoring back on the side of the San Clemente Islands. You're not too far from that. So you ever get out there, Catalina, San Clemente, anything like that? Because that's straight out from you guys, right?
Yeah, we went to Catalina once, and I've been to San Nicolas, but never any of the other ones.
Take the ferry out there from Newport and just fish from shore or something, or did you actually take a boat out there to fish?
We went on a charter boat for there.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, I know sometimes of the year there's nice calico and yellowtail fishing out there. We ended up anchoring on the backside of the San Clemente Islands. First night we were jigging for squid for bait. Went around bed around 1 a.m., but his buddy Corey stayed up all night jigging squid, and he got the first yellowtail on a dropper loop squid around 4:15 a.m. Man, that's a rough go all-nighter. That's pretty much, Cash, why I'm a bass fisherman. I know. Yeah. Those tuna guys, man, props to you guys, man. They go out there for 3 days straight, sleeping in a cot, fishing all night, and praying to get that one fish, man. That's bass fishermen, dude. I don't know. Are we lazy or I don't know. By chance, I got back on deck after dropped a squid down for about 10 minutes. He got hit. Later, I got a few taps and set the hook. It was my PB halibut. There it is right there, 29 to 30 inches. A few other 30-pound yellowtail were caught. And then we went searching for tuna again. The boat did good at night jigging, caught 20 and 40-pounders, a few 70-pounders, and his buddy Corey landed a 100-pound tuna jigging at 360 feet. I ended up with 2 bluefin in the 20 to 30-pound range, so I was happy. And you know what? That's a good size right there. Because when you catch one of those big old 100-pounders and you got to pay the food processor for that, I mean, don't get me wrong. I want a big bluefin, but man, 20, 30-pounders, that's perfect. Range was happy with my mixed bag of that. What's that?
And you got to fight the big one all night, too, and catch like 3 or 4 little ones.
Oh, yeah. Those are not sometimes not as fun as you might think. So we went back I got rockfish tacos, sashimi, and crusted halibut. We got a picture of it right here. There's some of Dave's catches, like nice fish. And that must be the halibut, looks like to me. Man, that looks delicious. What are you putting on that? You putting on some tartar sauce? What are you putting on that, Cash?
I normally just do Old Bay and salt and pepper. Throw it on the grill.
I gravitate towards fish taco with like cabbage and some kind of spicy sauce on it, you know. But that looks delicious. Next up, these guys. I went out there trying to scrap up a fish for the CCA Star Tournament and saw Corey out there, I think his grandson, and the judge, and Dave Rage out there all fishing from the boat. It was good to see you guys out there. And they were catching all kinds of fish, sheephead galore, sand bass. So good to see you guys out there. Got this picture sent to me from the Weekend Warrior Division LA champion, Dave, over at Akuma, Dave's World on YouTube. Check it out. He's up at ICAST showing off in Florida his Spotty Bowl belts. That's pretty cool. Spotty Bowl's going across the country showing it off. But those belts are amazing. Then we got this guy right here. What's up? Josh Sanchez sent me in this picture. He says, we got our daughter her own kayak, and she took it out for the first time. She's known as the Donut Bandit in Newport. It doesn't say why. I'm guessing they bring donuts, and she's sucking them down, maybe. Didn't give me a name, Josh, of your daughter. So, hey, daughter. Hey, wife. How are you guys? Congratulations, daughter, on the new kayak. Pink and looks perfect. Perfect size for you. She's known as the Donut Bandit in Newport Harbor, so it was only fitting that she ate a giant donut before catching her fish. Let's see what this fish looks like. There it is. Look at it go. Man, you get a big fish on that kayak, you're going for a boogie board ride around the bay. That's pretty cool. Judge, we should have a WTF tournament where we can only fish from those kayaks. If we can scrounge up a bunch of the swap meet, you get that, a rod, and one little thing of tackle, and you got to catch your fish on that. That would be amazing.
Yeah, they have those things like Walmart, and they're like 6 feet long. They're pretty funny looking.
Are they $20?
I think they're like $40 or something.
And Walmart has a pretty good return policy. Maybe we could put something together. Eric sent me in a picture from Ramona Automotive here. I don't know what happened here, but the customer brought in a Chevy Silverado with a battery light on and no power steering. He reported that the truck would not start. The battery was dead, I guess, and lost power steering. Oh, he actually drove it to the shop unaware it was overheating, but he did not have any damage. It appears that a squirrel was likely near the belt when the customer started the truck. Oh, oof, oof, oof. Have you ever seen like that, Cash?
I've never seen one still in there before.
Appears it was likely near the belt when the customer started, causing the belt to come off and the vehicle to was dead on arrival. No attempts were made to restart for legal reasons. After reinstalling a new belt, Ramona Disposal Services took care of the problem. I think that was like a skyhook moment to the trash can. Whoosh. When I pulled that out of there. That's got to be pretty weird for a customer to be like, hey, my truck's not starting. Something's going on here. And you see this picture right here. So a lot of weird things you probably see when you're a mechanic. Last but not least, last week, one of the reasons I wasn't here is because I went to a Beach Boys concert. And I just want to tell you guys, the Rady Shell in San Diego Bay is right on the bay. Have you ever seen that? It's like that big white shell looking thing. It's directly on the water, kind of by the Coronado Bridge. But if you guys want to see a free concert from your kayak or your boat, or if you're like me, I just rode my bike down there. They have sidewalks on both sides, and you go down there and see free concerts. And do you know who that guy in the top left is? Have you ever seen the show Full House?
No.
Of course you haven't. Have you ever heard of the Beach Boys?
I've heard of it.
Oh, you know their songs. I'm sure you do. If you heard one, you know it. They were a popular band, in the 50s. They're pretty old now. But John Stamos was there for all the ladies, and he was playing the drums and guitar and everything. It was a pretty killer concert. But guys, I just want to tell you, check out the Rady Shell schedule, because you can go down there in your kayak, boat, or on the sidewalk and see free concerts. Or if you want to, you can pay and see a cool concert too. But I'm happy we have that. And that is it for PB Shoutouts, Cash. Wow. All right, we got some comments here. Captain Dan says, San Clemente Island is just about every West Coast fish is there. I've spent 1,500 days over there running boats. 1,500 days over the years. Wow, running boats. Congratulations on the fatty, Dave. Yeah, Captain Dan, man. Captain Dan, we got to get you on the show again. Most interesting man I've probably ever talked to. Captain Dan has so many stories. He's a diver. I got to go on vacation once with Captain Dan to Cabo, and it was fantastic. So, Captain Dan, I'm glad you're back in chat. Glad you're here. Hopefully you can take some rest from that brutal schedule. You're traveling around the country, but I'd love to have you on the show, Captain Dan, to share some of these stories. Cash, how can these guys get a hold of you? Have a question, I guess. And what is your YouTube channel? Let's go ahead and share that. I know like a couple weeks ago you made YouTube channel of the week on this thing, but go ahead and tell us about your YouTube channel real quick.
I started my YouTube channel because it was like a little bit after PCA, so a lot of people were asking me questions and stuff there, and I thought, well, I should start making some videos. It'd probably help a lot of people out with spotty fishing and stuff. So I just would like take video with my phone sometimes and share a tip here and there. And then I kind of got more serious about it when I saw people were like actually watching it. And I got a GoPro, and I got like the nice mounts and stuff for it now for my kayak. and trying to make it a little bit more professional in my video quality. So, but I like that everybody's been liking the videos and everything. It's really cool to be able to make stuff and teach people all that stuff, and everybody enjoys watching it.
You're ahead of your time, Cash. You're still a young guy. Are you 19 or are you 18?
18.
18, almost already won Spotty Bowl twice, hiccup away from it, and getting second place in the first Bass Bowl, man. That's awesome. And we do appreciate those videos. Your generation, man, you guys are, I wish when I was your age we had YouTube, because the only resource was like, getting a book or looking at pictures or actually talking to other people. But man, now, like even now at my age, I go in, I sit on the couch, and pretty much 90% of what I watch is on YouTube now. If it's not fishing, it's something else. But it's so fun watching guys like you fish areas that I know. You know what I mean? I can say, oh, I know where that's at. Cool. You know what I mean? And the teaching everybody coming up on how to, all these techniques, and it's the learning curve for you young guys. It's through the roof now. Guys like you putting out these videos. I appreciate that. Did you watch a Chris Beef Shaman video before you fished Hodges?
I watch those a lot. Just pretty much all of his videos. I watch them, but we fished Hodges a few times before.
Got it.
I kind of figured it out then. I just did the same thing now.
I tried to load because I didn't get a pre-fish. I hadn't fished there for a few months, and I was like, oh man. Then that was like a pre-fish for me. Is like loading up on YouTube. Okay, I want to watch like 5 YouTube videos on Hodges just to see kind of what's going on out there. So that, like, videos that you put out, like you put out a video yesterday or the day before fishing, was it Newport?
Yeah.
It's like a video like right when you got back, so maybe a week ago, I guess. But now I know what the fishing was like up at Newport because guys like you. So I appreciate that, man. That's cool. If you guys have any last, hold on. Captain Dan, who's actually a professional in this industry, says, Cash, contact me sometime if you want some video tips and shortcuts. So there you go. That's a really good resource to have. I would definitely take advantage of that. Contact Captain Dan. He's on Discord if you need to. Are you on Instagram, Captain Dan? I'm not sure. Cash, thank you so much for coming on a second time on the show. Your wealth of knowledge. I'd love to have you on again, of course, maybe in a couple of months when we get back into Spotty Swing. Get you back on here and talk about, I guess, we start Spotty Bowl in January. Maybe we'll get you back in here a little before then to see what's going on in your world. But congratulations on maybe not the best outing in Florida, but sounds like you had a good time. You got all those stories to share now. That's part of it. And congratulations on second place. And I look forward to seeing you out on the water, Cash. So appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me on. Like it.
All right, guys, that is it for tonight. Hopefully, I'll see if I can get a show put together for you for next week. Maybe we'll do some kind of fishing techniques or tips or something like that, and get somebody from YouTube on here to talk about some stuff. But I appreciate you guys going, and that is it, guys. So don't forget to like, and if you can, leave a comment. And I do appreciate you all. Good night, everybody. Good night, Cash. Good night, everybody. Have a great evening.